Hi guys, it's me again, Nana, Foxy Mama 365, and today we are doing the Celebrity Big Brother, and we're going to start with episode 1. I think there are about 12 of them, so they're going to be in the Big Brother house for I think 12 weeks, and from what we heard, they're fighting to get the trophy, which is $250,000, so $250,000, and it's been hosted by Chen Monves, which is kind of nice to see her back. Well, kind of, after all the hullabaloo around her husband and all. Anyway, we're not here for that tea. Tune in for that tea later. So we're gonna dive right in with all the celebrants in the Big Brother house. So we have Ryan Lochte. He's a 4-time Olympic champion and he's a swimmer. So I think he's gotten about 4 gold medals, and yeah, he has quite a record, and he's obviously very athletic. And we move on to Natalie Eva Marie, who is a WWE wrestler. She's no longer there. Now she's into social media, fitness, and I think she also has the clothing line and NEM. I've never heard of it though, but apparently she's doing really well. Next we have Tom Green, who's a comedian. He used to feature on MTV, and he's built quite a history for himself, but now he does comedy shows, and also he was on Celebrity Apprentice, where Donald Trump fired his ass. And then we also have Lolo. I kind of like Lolo Jones. She is also an athlete. I think she's been in 3 Olympics, and she's won a couple of medals, I think she said. And the good thing about her, well, if you say, is she's a virgin and she's looking to settle down with someone that has the same morals as her. So good luck with her finding that. And then we have Kato. I didn't really remember him until he said, oh, he was on the O.J. Simpson trial, and that has been his rise to publicity. Apparently, he was the person that was in the guest house when the murder went down, and he's always said, oh, it brought him to fame and he wasn't expecting it. And he also said he also thought OJ was guilty, and he still stands with that. I don't know. Then we have Tamar Braxton. Tamar is a musician. She's also on the Braxton Family Values, and she used to be on The Real, but then she left The Real or was thrown out of The Real. A lot of hullabaloo with that, and then she used to be married to Vince, and Google it. Then we have Joey Lawrence, notably for The Blossoms, and he used to be the kid child that's grown into a lot of movie roles, and he was in Melissa and Joey, and he was known for his popular whoa 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 slogan. Then we have Dina Logan. Dina is the mother of Lindsay Lohan? Yeah, Lindsay, Eliana, and they have a 3rd kid. But anyway, she's here. I would challenge Kris Kardashian and say Lindsay's mom, Dina, is actually the first momager that really got her kid's career popping. At least Lindsay's on, up until Lindsay had a lot of issues and left the shores of Europe. But now Lindsay's on MTV again, doing a show with her new nightclub. Good luck. Then we have Jonathan, the cupcake guy, the guy that does all the cupcake wars and any kind of feud on the Food Channel. He's in it. He's a kind of cool guy. He was also in Mean Girls, so he kind of knows Dina Lohan because he started Mean Girls with Lindsay. So he's like, oh, so he has some kind of allegiance with her. Next we have Candy. Candy is from The Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's on that reality TV show. She's also a singer, song producer, writer. One of her big hits was with TLC, No Scrubs. And I think she still makes a lot of money from that. She's booked and busy, and I like that about Candy. Then we have Ricky Williams, who's a retired NFL player. He was in the NFL for a long while. Started in college football, then transitioned into NFL, and then he left. He's retired now. And apparently he said he used to be known to be I don't know whether he was in drugs. I don't know what that history is, but anyways, right now he's into doing Chinese medicine, Don't ask me what that is. Good luck. And then we have Anthony Scaramucci. I like Anthony. Anthony used to be in Trump's White House. He was the communications director and he lasted 10 days. Yep, before he got kicked out. But currently he's gone back to his hedge fund management and he manages hedge funds. And yeah, he seems like a cool guy. Yeah. Well, we already know that Tamar and Candy have had a feud for a while and they don't really have communications or relations like they used to. They used to be really cool before, but at the moment they're not really together. They're not friends. So anyway, so we're going to watch and see how the dynamic plays out. Will they use this opportunity to become friends or are they going to buck heads? We'll see. So they go right into the first, so they get into the house. They take their beds, they get their beds and settle in. They're having tete-a-tetes and talking and getting to know each other. And then Julie invites them to the living room and she tells them about the very first competition. And it is a partnership kind of competition where they have to pick partners. So Ryan has to pick and Ryan picks Jonathan and his thinking is, oh, okay, I'm athletic. I need someone with the brains. So he picks Jonathan, hoping that that works for him. And I think that's probably a good pick. Then Joey picks Ricky. Good for them. Then we have Lolo picking Tom. And then we have the Mooch with Dina. And then Candy is picked by Tamar. And Tamar is like, let me extend the olive branch, which I thought was kind of nice and kind of cool. Then they get in. Then they get dressed for they're going to be swinging. Now the funny thing about the show, you know, the show has a lot of twists and turns. So that's actually what makes it really interesting and really exciting. So the last two, Natalie and Kato, are left standing and they're like the last two and they don't get picked. And then Judy's like, well, guess what? You guys are safe. And they're like, wow, cool. So good for them. So they're safe for this week, so they can't be nominated, which is kind of cool. So now they start swinging. The competitors are now swinging, and they're in different colors. We have the pink, the blue, the gray, and I think there's one last color, red. I think it was red. Anyways, so they start swinging, and everybody's swinging furiously, and they're all like, "What is going on?" And the swings are not moving. Eventually, Ryan realizes that, okay, if I go, you know, it's kind of like you have to develop a rhythm, and then as you develop that rhythm, then you can gain momentum. So he now figures that out, and then every other person now starts to figure that, oh, okay, cool. And then you see him swinging, and he's now able to reach back and get the champagne. So he has to get the champagne from some fountain that's flowing, get some of the liquid, and then fill it into his partner's glass, and then his partner pours it into a big champagne glass that has bubbles. So they're trying to get the water or the champagne as high as possible, and then whoever can throw one balloon out wins the competition. So they get into the swing and it's a mess. It's a real mess for some. Ryan and Jonathan are able to coordinate. You see that coordination? Lolo and Tom also start getting to the swing of it. Excuse me. And are able to coordinate, which is kind of cool. And then you see Joey and Ricky too. They're catching up, you know, eventually they're like able to. And then we see Tamar and Candy, and they're like all over the place. And it's so funny. I think it's so hilarious. Candy's like, well, I can't reach. And she's like, and Tamar's like, girl, what are you doing? This is so funny and so silly too, because they really do look ridiculous, but I love it. I love it when people don't take themselves too seriously, you know, and you can laugh at yourself and just have fun. So at the end of the day, Ryan and Jonathan win the competition. Lolo and Tom are close behind, and they win, and they're very excited. But there's a twist and turn. Remember, this is Celebrity Big Brother. Anything can happen. Never think you're safe. So Julie calls them in and she's like, congratulations, but there's a twist and turn. Now Ryan and Jonathan have to compete against each other to decide who's going to be head of house. But then whoever loses is going to be on the chopping block. See, sometimes being the first is not really such a good thing. So the guys are like, oh my gosh, oh, I wish I hadn't won, and you know. So moving right along, we're going to get right into the second episode. So the second episode, we see Ryan and Jonathan going to compete against each other, and they're like, oh my gosh. But before this happens, they call each other and they're like, you know what? We have to form an alliance, you know. We're 12 in the house. We need 7 people. If we have 7 of us, then at least I know that we can save each other up until we get to that final 7. Then it becomes, that is the thinking. So, Jonathan is thinking, okay, Ryan, Jonathan, Candy, Tamar, Natalie, and Lolo, and then they're like one more person. They think Joey will probably be a good person to be an alliance with them, to ally with. And so they say, okay, let's talk to the girls. The girls are in and are happy with this alliance. However, Tamar and Lolo go to the gym with Joey. And luckily, before they even get the word out to him, Joey's like, alliance? You know what? Are people already plotting? I hate the word alliance. I'm not even up for it. Hello? Do you know what show you're on? So in my mind, I'm like, this show is all about alliances. Actually, I'll say there are 3 things you need to win this show. The first one I'll say is strength. Stamina is also good. Strength and stamina, one thing. The next is being able to develop relationships and alliances. That will take you far. And then pretty much, yeah, strength, stamina, character, which is, and then of course being friendly and being able to develop alliances. So Joey saying he doesn't like the word alliance is like, ooh. So they go back to the, excuse me. So they go back to the board and they're like, okay, what are we going to do? If Joey's not in, do we bring someone else? We'll see. So the alliance of 7 is not obviously going to work out. We'll see. Then we have Ryan. Ryan discovers that there's a pool, one of those little pools that you can swim against the current, and he's so excited. He dives right in and he's showing off, and he kind of looks really good, and he's showing that he's a great swimmer, And then you also see the girls talking as well, trying to form their alliances as well. You have Natalie trying to align with Lolo, and they're like, look, you know what? You need a ride or die person in this game. And I totally agree with that. You have to have one key alliance, and as the game goes, you make other alliances and then navigate your way through. But you have to have one person that you can totally trust and totally trusts you. So we have Lolo and Natalie, ganging together. And they also now call Tamar and Candy, and they're like, let's do a girl clique and know that, okay, all 4 girls. I have never known the girl clique to work, but we'll see. I've never, somehow, it just never works. Even when the guys try to do it too, it never really works. So anyway, we get into the competition with Ryan and Jonathan. And being that Ryan is such an athlete, he's able to knock down his first wall. By the way, Trump, take note, they are knocking down the wall. Shade. Okay, so Ryan wins because but Jonathan gave him quite a run, because Jonathan actually knocked one of his walls down completely, but Ryan wins. So now Ryan has to pick not one person, but 2. Julie, what the hell, you're killing them. So Ryan is like, I don't know what to do. So he picks Dina. He's like, okay, we'll take Dina out. So you see him talking with Jonathan, and they're like, okay, who should we take out? They decide to do Dina and then go with someone else. So while they're talking, it's so funny, they're in the bedroom trying to have a tete-a-tete to decide who they're going to chop off. And then at this point, everybody's walking in. Tom walks in. And it's like, oh, hi guys. In comes Tom. Get out, Tom. And then I think someone else walks in. I think Joey walks in as well. And it's like, anyway, so they decide Dina for sure, but they don't know who else. And they talk to the girls, and the girls are like, okay, cool with that. But Candy has a problem with it because she's like, oh, she tries to talk to Jonathan. To Ryan. And Ryan is like, I don't know who yet. And Candy's like, oh, I'm not sure if you have my back. You're being shady. Excuse me. I don't think he was being shady. I just think he doesn't know you that well. You know, so he's not comfortable yet saying, and maybe he hasn't made up his mind who, you know, but Candy's like, she's not really sure about this alliance. And then we see Candy going back and is trying, no, then we see Anthony, Tom, and who was it? Kato. They're all at the dining table, and then they form an alliance, and they're like, well guys, you know what? The thinking is, if Ryan, that is, you know, a strong competitor, he's probably going to pick someone that is also competitive, and most likely he will pick Ricky. But actually it doesn't work that way. But that is the thinking. If you're a very calculating person, you want to take out the stronger link, so that way you kind of eliminate the strong people, and then any competition you can win. But it doesn't work out that way anyways. Then we see Jonathan backpedaling and saying, hey, I can't take Dina out because Dina is like a mom to me, and Lindsay is going to chop my head off if I get out. So anyways, he goes back to Ryan and says, hey Ryan, can we take Dina out and pick someone else? So anyway, they play the game. At the end of the day, he says, Ryan, do whatever. It's up to you. Make a choice. Decide who you want to take and keep. So we see Ryan is like, oh, this is so hard. So at the end of the day, Ryan picks Tom and he picks Anthony, the mooch. So the mooch is like, what? Already? I don't even make it up to 10 days. Oh man. So we'll see what happens. So that's where we've left off as at yesterday. And I'm going to be recording today's own today or tomorrow. So watch out for that. Let's see. Oh, by the way, I hear Candy and Tamar are already feuding. Apparently, it's been what they said from the feed. I think Candy was saying something about being booked and being relevant. And they were saying, oh, there's a success comes in different forms, and to be successful, are you relevant? And they were going back and forth on that. And Tamar said, yeah, Candy was relevant, and Candy felt that that was a dig at her. So for like 20 minutes, I gathered they were knocking heads. Hopefully we'll see that tonight and understand what's going on, but it's too early. To the point that Tamar storms off and goes and talks to Big Brother, saying she wants to leave. She doesn't want to continue with the game. Apparently Ricky, Lolo, and Natalie are able to convince her to calm down. It's not that big a deal. Get into the game. It's just a game. Don't let Candy throw you off. And so she decides to stay. Hopefully we want. It's not reality. It's not Real Housewives. It's not. While it's reality TV, but we really don't want that petty, you know, I don't know. I would like for the ladies to keep it classy and just have fun. You can be in the same space without, you know, I don't know, bumping heads. We'll see how it goes. So guys, be sure to share, be sure to like, be sure to comment. I want to hear you know what we should do? We should actually take bets on this. We should. Well, we'll see. So, thanks for watching and thanks for sharing. See you guys soon for the next Celebrity Big Brother.